I'll keep his skin from breaking as long as you believe.
Hey guys, it's Silin. So I've decided that we might as well not let our recording of the pre-made go to waste. Obviously this is me on my paladin. For people who don't know me, I have played my hunter Silin in the past. I currently moderate the Twink Info forums, and I am an 18 healer for Waw Tawent. Obviously, if you do not know, we did lose the pre-made. It was, we took it hard, but we must learn from our mistakes. Obviously, this is us getting ready. We all bought the locket, or pizza, funded us the locket for those who didn't have the gold. Cancer not participating, but we love him still. Basically, not so that we wanted to give our own end of the story, but more so we just wanted to all see it from our perspective and kind of give a commentary on what went wrong. For those who know me, I like to dissect why things went wrong and verbally tell people what they did wrong. So here we go, starting in just a few seconds here. We prepared very heavily. If you saw there when I switched my gear there, making sure I have what I call my int gear on. Sacrificed some crit, did not stack hit, took away our AGM and ran an in trinket. Now if you can see, our rogue just popped speed right away. Obviously our big tactic was our rogues. You can see Das Vizsla, our shaman, taking the boots as well. Now, the rogues here, their job was to actually stop the hunters. You might ask why we would stop the hunters and not their FC. We're not worried about their FC. This is a mid-game fight. If we were going to get those saps on those hunters, we would get that pushing them back right away. But as you can see, they cut off Das, kind of broke our strat there, and kind of forced us to change our game plan. If you can see, our rogues are returning. Das is returning to us. I think he's about to get sapped right there. There he goes. So basically it comes down to, okay, plan B. Plan B, you can see, if you can see our rogues, they are going to be shadow step ambushing targets that are low health. If you can see, I think they're probably going to pull onto one in a minute here. Yep, you can see just somebody went down in the middle there. Now, since we weren't able to get Das across the field, it is now a rogue's job to get across the field, since they are not letting Das across the field whatsoever. If you can see, he was just pushed back again, which is a good strat and a good play on their part. I was very surprised. I think they must have had a lot of practice, just because this is nothing we've ever seen from them. They became very well prepared to this pre-made, and much props to them. Now it's basically just a waiting game here, basically waiting for Curly to pick up the flag. This gave us our best opportunity. If you see, it's a little bit intense on the healing side. I've already popped my cooldowns, both my Arcane Torrent, which gives you a minor mana regen, as well as my mana pots, which you'll see I pop continuously throughout the game here. Usually in Pugs it's a little bit easier because I have Dark Runes to help with that, but Dark Runes are not allowed in this pre-made, obviously, so they were not. But we're holding our own pretty good here. We ran 3 healers, which people say that was our downfall. We really still think that was a good idea. We did not lack on healing. We still healed just as much as the other healers. We did have some mana problems throughout, but so did they. You can see they're probably backing off right now because they're having some mana issues, and right now we are in a good position. This was a great opportunity for us. We still can go get the flag, but there you can see Nettie got a little caught there, and we weren't able to keep him up, so we did lose our good position there. If you can see, we're struggling. Pizza is calling us to back up. I think the other healers were having some mana issues. Cancer, I believe, was at this point. I still have enough mana to stay there, but if you ever heal to a situation like this, you do know that if you can see how low those health bars is, there is no backing up for me. Like, if I back up and just run, all our people are gonna die. I'd rather, you know, stay in front. If they switch to me, they know I'm a plate wearer. Not gonna kill me that fast. Right now, you can see that I probably just popped some mana upon him. Probably an Arcane Torrent soon here. Probably looking for more mana. We should have cut them off. If you can see right now, you know, obviously we were low on mana. We could have still pushed them. They didn't obviously see that we were completely like low on mana. I think somebody might have drank there, but right now, right about now, Pizza is calling for everybody to run up tunnel. We should have cut them off, but still, we're going up tunnel here. People are a little bit lagging. If you can see in the bottom right hand corner there goes the Arcane Torrent. Cancer decided to drink there. Not the best decision, but you know, he needs to get the mana. I have a little bit of mana. I'm confident that I'll be able to regen and get there. Curly, you can see, lag died, fall through the wall. So I tried to heal him there. Now Daz is just about getting to the cap in time there. There's our other FC. Our people did not get in time. I was stunning a healer there to get off them, one of their paladins. But our team feared not able to get there in time. I have forced to stand still and spam heals because people are getting nuked. I can't say much more than outplayed. They did a very good push there. We should have been able to cut them off. But in Pizza's word, shit happens. They're too far. No way we're catching them at this point. Obviously, they had to sacrifice to get over there, but at that time, if you need to go, you need to go. If you get stuck behind, you get stuck behind. You can see Cancer stole his insignia there to make sure he did not res behind us. There's me going like, hey guys, you're forgetting Daz Vizsla, our FC. So, but at this time, you know, we're still have the flag, nobody's capped, no big deal. Shoulda have that cap, shoulda, woulda, coulda, it's over and done with. Now it comes the tricky part. Both teams have the flag. A couple months ago, you know, maybe a little bit longer, people did not, you know, understand the mid strat and how powerful it had been. It's just so bursty. If you split up to offense and defense, like, FCs are gonna drop. Maybe it's changing here in MOP. You know, I've heard a lot of difference with hunters and stuff, but at this time, this is the best strat there. Now both, you can see our FCs are going to stay behind us. That way they can stay in range of the healers, and the healers can stay in range of the DPS. So basically you can see Das is far behind us. We are far enough behind the DPS to keep them alive without having them get too far out of range, where they're not going to be switching us, they're going to be focusing on our DPS. Now this is going to go on for some time. Basically what's happening right here is people might think, oh, you're just going to nuke each other forever. Eventually healers will go It's basically going to be seeing which healers can, you know, keep their people alive with staying in mana. We're going to eventually have mana issues because there's a lot of nuking going on, and we have to spam to keep everybody up. The one big thing about healers is with the mana pot, you don't refresh your mana pot if you know from PvE situations. You can see Curly lagging right there, jumping across the field. In a PvE situation especially, you can't regen a mana pot. You basically need a mana pot unless you go out of combat. So the hard thing is trying to get out of combat. That way you can get that mana pot cooldown to go. Right now we're falling back. I believe the other healers are having mana issues. I'm still pretty good, so I am letting them go ahead while I try to healer. We're trying to tell them, I'm not sure if this is one of the situations where our DBS goes forward when we were, you know, having mana issues, which is a bad idea. You know, I can keep them up for a little bit, but without us all there, it's not an easy situation. They're obviously pushing us in. Our rogues are still trying to coordinate. You know, we can blame it on Curly, but they're not coordinating. Now you can see how far back their FC is. We're in a kind of a bad position. There's Curly swearing because he's DCing and everything. So this is just basically a waiting game. Eventually, once what we're really waiting for is for something like that. You can see right there. I believe that was B.o.B dying because we're having issues. They're going forward. You can see they're pushing. Hunter down, push. Pretty simple tactic. We're gonna fall back here. You can see, and they're probably gonna. B.o.B is back up. We are forced into a box now. They got the control there. They're coming at us. We get one of their hunters down, which isn't. Now Das is coming behind there. I believe this is where they double around, but we're still in a good position here. I can still keep Das in my sight. He's pretty good about staying in the line of sight of us while we are pushing. Now we are able to get our mana and go forward. B.o.B is a little bit overextending, but we catch up to him. It's just hard for DPS really to watch the healers. We are more responsible for watching them, but when we have mana issues, it's get a little tricky there. Now you can see that they're falling back. Their healers are obviously having mana issues now. You know, we had our rejuve. They tried to push us behind it so they can get it. It did not work out, so they had to fall back and regen their mana. So, and now I believe we are as well. I'm not sure why we fell back here. Might have been a call from Pizza just to stay back. Somebody might have regen. I think somebody's drinking there. I believe that's Twiggy drinking in front of me. I'm still basically just looking for rogues, trying to get heals prepared, and there they are. They're coming at us. Now they regen. They're on the offensive. We played this very defense. If you notice, as Waw Tawent game, we're very defensive. Offense kind of went on the wayside in this expansion. You're kind of just like a D team. Now we're just playing, basically trading blows here, see who can get the kill. And now, honestly, in this situation, we're in a decent situation. They just tried to get, you can see the rogues just died there. They tried to get the FC. Basically, this is a better situation for us. We have our rejuve hut, or by our base. They're forced to come to our base, but their FC is way back, which is why we brought the rogues in to hopefully pull one of our tactics. Basically, you would see sometimes that rogues will basically sap FCs, hunters will disengage over the team, what you would call like suiciding, just to get the kill. Basically, you have a couple explosive shots on you, Warlock stock ticking, 2 double ambush, FC is pretty sure is dead. So obviously with latency problems and miscommunications, it did not happen, but we did what we did and we learned from our mistakes. Again, honestly, it's exciting as a healer. I don't know so much more DPS, just because we are always on the tones. If you've never appreciated a healer before, you will after seeing this. We basically are spamming because people are getting nuked, but it's basically just the waiting game. You know, they had a good tactic here. They had a rogue actually back here sapping and taking our rejuve to basically stop us from doing what we needed to do. Now this is where they're gonna push in and probably kill Das here, I believe. And you can see here it comes. One thing I can say, that did not have the rogue sap. I believe he got pulled out. It would have been better if he had sap and ambush when he'd come in. But you see, we're still doing good. The one thing, if you can see the warlock come around, that is what is going to be the ending factor, because you can see him just trading heal-us on the healers. I believe I lay on hands there on Das to keep him alive, because I was feared there. I got a defensive bubble on. It doesn't protect from the fears fields, but still he goes around the corner. Wasn't able to just spam right out of that. That was my fault there on my side. I don't know if the other healers. Looks like Cancer was Hodge. I ran into a priest sphere. My fault. You can see Twiggy did get the pick. She's awesome on that part. Wasn't able to heal her in time though. Das did body res to try to get the repick, but did not. At this point, their shaman had gone back. Our rogues were not able to catch him, being down a player. You can see Curly running into the lock there, and he will run into that lock for quite some time right now. But obviously we were not able to get it. Nick was across the field, but not in time. They should have been over there to stop him and kill him, but shit happens. Basically this is us just trading blows again. Going to fast forward a little bit here. Nothing really happens here. We trade blows. Don't think there's any killing going on. We're not able to cut them off here. Our DPS I think is a little shy here, but not able to block them off. They get to their FC, but we also get to our FC. We should have been able to push there. It's just with the Warlock dots in them, you know, they are jumping up and down. We had full mana, we could have gotten it, but we just did not push it there. But gonna fast forward a second here. Okay, it might have been a little bit more than a second, but this is basically where things start to pick up. You can see something happening here. If you take a look at my mana bar, I am completely I believe Tweaking Cancer for both pretty Basically, we're down to just using instants and Holy Light when we can. I break out the old bandage tactics when we're in combat, and bandage Nettie there to get him something. Pizza does die here, I believe, because I basically have nothing for him. Falling back, trying to get people to fall back. I believe I have to bubble. Yeah, I did bubble Dory gone here to try to get him out of there. It's just trying to tell them to back up. They don't realize all of us are So this is a perfect point for them to push. Not sure if the rogue was not there to sap. I know he was around because if you can see, he has been taking our rejuve here, and you can see Twiggy trying to wait for it to spawn, and I believe she does get it right here. Up, you see she gets sapped right there afterwards. But basically same thing, we're going forward. We have zero man. I believe Pizza dies there again. I had I believe we're up there with just one healer trying to tell them that we have no mana. They needed to stay back. I believe they do take advantage of it this time, and they do push. I'm able to get the reju, which is a big bonus. Me with full mana is definitely gonna be able to save Das right there. A rogue does pop out rather than getting him to stop, I believe, but I was able to hammer him to stop him. Again, they are going to run around to the side to try to get the fears and more dots off on Das. Does not work in their favor this time. We do have full mana. I believe we are able to get some people down here. I believe this is us trying to take Das up the tunnel and do a final push. If you can take a look at the time, we really don't have any time left, so we are trying to make a final push. I go with Das there. Well, both Cancer and I do. Cancer backs up once he sees that I am there with Das, trying to tell them to push. Das is seen back here with me to try to make sure he does not die. Pizza, I believe, is calling them from back up. I think Cancer called for mana at this time. Again, they played it well here. If you can see, they're just PC. They have no reason to come out. I believe it just 4 minutes left on the clock now. No reason to come in the field. Honestly, they should go into their base, hold the flag. Does not do anything. It's at this point, unless we make a total go for it. I don't know if our rogues get caught out here. We are calling for it. They try to kill Das again, and not successfully. You can see they used our tactics against ourselves. You can see the hunters did disengage in there, trying to push through. Still not able to kill Das there with all our healers on him without any CC on us. Not going to happen. You can see Das making one last final run for the tunnel. Hopefully we can kill him, but obviously we do not. Again, things did not go in our favor. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Again, props out to everyone involved, all of my teammates, everybody on Train Cow, everybody in the community. Of course, as usual, I have disabled both like and dislike functions, and comments are by approval only. Feel free, please leave constructive criticism, and I'll be happy to approve it. Please know harassment, that is not what we are about, well, not what I'm about. I can't speak for the rest of Waw Tawent, to each their own. Still love them all the same. Again, great job, Train Cow. Well-deserved victory. Nobody can take it away from you. Great way to end the expansion. Now, no matter what people say went wrong or what they blame it on, not really blaming it on anything. Obviously, one of our players who was key for the strat that we were trying to run had a lot of internet issues. Definitely was a big downfall for us. Many other mistakes happened. So we can't all just be blamed on one thing. I'm sure you guys can say yourself, there's been many games that we played against each other in more of like a pug situation. One team messes up, a small error can make a huge difference. Now, again, guys, nobody can take it away from you. If I can just leave you guys all with one quote, as I always end and start things with a phrase. This will be by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Never confuse a single defeat with a final defeat. We'll see you guys in MoP.